Hey, it's a Green Hope Gathering night, except that it isn't. Usually it's the first Sunday night of the month, and this is the second Sunday night. And I'm here by myself tonight, possibly because I didn't get the word out good enough, possibly because second Sunday of the month isn't the right Sunday for it. I happened to change it because I was gone last week. I was with my family, extended family, brothers and sisters, celebrating the marriage of one of the nieces. And um, we enjoyed each other so much. And those are precious times, especially since our parents have passed away in 2022, we have to work harder to get together because mom and dad aren't there to be our joining force. Mom isn't the one that fills us in on everything that's going on in the family. We have to do that ourselves, and so it's been um, it was such a precious time last week, and this week it's just me. And I hesitated to record, and I don't know if I'll share this or not. If you're listening to it, I obviously did, but one of the things I was going to do tonight in this particular gathering was to just spend some time noticing, paying attention to what we are feeling, experiencing, thinking, uh, what's coming up for us in our being. And here's what I've noticed in the last 3 years since my parents passed away. That year was full of sweet and hard things all mixed up together. And I've I've learned that life is lived in that tension, right? We have the tension of the hard and the easy, the challenges and the celebrations, the failures and the successes. Life is lived in between those two. And those concepts, those words. We experience it all. If we're going to have an authentic life, we're going to experience it all. And since my parents passed, I realized that um, I crashed physically, emotionally, mentally, spiritually, all the ways. The 2 years after that, I thought I could get myself back together, but it's taken 2 years. And even now, when I went to be with family, I realized that I thought I was farther along. I thought I had more energy, more strength, but I had to ration it. I had to manage it. I had to still be very careful. And having come home now, today is our first day back after being gone for several days. I am aware that I'm not as I'm not as far along as I hoped I would be, and that's not necessarily a bad thing. Here's some things that have been going on for me. One of them, and I sent an email yesterday to the Green Hope coaching community because conversation over the last month, I've been having conversations for such a time. That's what I called it. And we met on Wednesdays at 1, and we had these talks about what we do when fear overwhelms or um, doubt gets in the way, or we struggle to see our purpose. There's other things that we discuss, but those are some of the main topics. And so I pondered that for this past month. But while we were in Texas, or while we were gone, I had an opportunity to sit down with um, some family, extended family, some cousins, my aunts, and an uncle. But in one of those conversations, my cousins, Doug, who married my cousin Crystal, shared with us some things that have just really stirred my soul in some huge ways. The thing you need to know about Doug and Crystal, and I'm gonna I'm gonna refer back to the email that I sent because I shared an excerpt from a book called Hope for the Hurting Heart, written by Linda Dillow, who has been a mentor for me through her books, her writings, even by gifting us her home for a season when we were on sabbatical and they were gone. Um, we got to travel together to Ukraine. There were several really significant things that Linda has done in my life already. But this book is, it might be her last book, I don't know. But Hope for the Hurting Heart. And she shares her own hurting heart and how God has brought hope in the middle of it. But she shares my cousin's story. And um, so I shared some expert excerpts of this. And the thing you need to know about my cousin Crystal and Doug is that they were serving as cowboy missionaries up in Alaska at a ranch camp and loved it. I mean, you would have thought they were made for it. It was their thing. And I may be reading some of this because I just want to make sure I'm telling you some of the important things that I wanted you to know. They were the horsemanship director at Victory Bible Camp. They taught lessons, led trail rides, cared for more than 25 horses. Crystal cared for their 4 sons and worked with the wranglers and helped in the camp kitchen. I mean, this was a place not only suitable for mom and dad, but the boys loved it. They were out in the mountains, they had the horses to ride, open spaces to explore, all those things. And then, due to some health issues, Doug had Linda writes, supposedly not difficult surgery on the brain. And after that surgery, the brain worked fine, but his entire body shut down. He lost his abilities to walk, speak, eat, and they moved back home to Kansas and had to learn a whole new way of living. Imagine that. I'm going to read this part too because it's really striking. Doug's life is beyond hard. He can smell food, but he can't eat it. He has things to say, but he can't speak. His brain works great, but he can't communicate even with the wife he loves. Not the way he wants to. He longs for heaven every day, but he chooses to live God's purposes for his life while he is here. Now, I've talked with Crystal enough to know this is hard. You can imagine it's hard. And they don't do it all perfectly. But I was so struck by the conversation that I had with Doug and Crystal while we were there because in one of our conversations for such a time, the comment was made, I always wondered why God put me in a wheelchair. One of the women that was there participating, and she said, and now I know. I'm seeing how God is using my MS, how God is using my limitations to make a difference for my community in helping other people that also struggle with these things to be safe, to have um, better opportunities in their communities for such a time. And I said, Doug, do you feel like you can see purpose? I mean, in this beyond difficult situation, do you see that you can see purpose? And immediately his whole body began to shake forward. Yes, yes, yes. And he looked at Crystal and indicated just enough for her to know. And she even said, do you mean Thanksgiving? And he said, yes. And his words from her mouth were, over Thanksgiving, I was asked what I was most thankful for. And I said, I'm thankful for the journey. Doug's words through his wife to us. And I thought, have I been thankful for the journey? The last few years have been hard and challenging. And have I been thankful? Have I found purpose in the middle of the things that I can't do like I used to do? I've struggled. And as I've pondered those words, I mean, I wake up in the morning and I say, Lord, I'm thankful for this journey. I'm thankful for this journey. Changes a lot of things, right? Changes perspective. on the journey that we're on. And the thing that I've realized is there's people I love and care about have experienced a lot of tragic things. And there's part of me that feels like I need to feel those things for them in order to really care for them. And I just can't go there. I know how hard it can be. I know what my heart was. I don't know what their heart is. I know what my heart was. And I I struggle to be thankful in the journey and to feel like I'm able to live out my purpose. Huh. But the thing that Doug's comment and the conversation that we continue to have after that, and the conversation I've had with loved ones during this last week, was this realization that we live between the happy, the sad, the good and the bad, the hard things and the celebration of things. We live in the middle of all of that. And God doesn't waste any of it. Yes, I had a purpose. When my husband was pastoring earlier and I graduated from college, I knew my purpose. I knew what God wanted me to do. I pursued it. I worked for it. I didn't always wasn't always able to do it like I wanted to, but I knew my purpose and I had a confidence in that. And then as I got sick, and then as things happened, and Alicia died, and life happened, I began to waffle. I'm a coach. I try to help people be confident, and I have struggled, especially these last couple of years, 3 years, to be confident because I can't do it like I used to do it. Can't do life like I used to do it. But the thought is that who I am right now and where I am right now is exactly where I'm supposed to be. God is not wasting this. There is purpose in this, just like there is purpose in your story, in your journey. Huh. Can I say I'm thankful for this journey? Can I be me, even though me isn't who I used to be, in a sense of having the strength and energy and the ability to live out what I create in my brain, the dreams that I have. I have way more dreams going on in my head than I have the ability to make happen. And that's okay. Because some of those are the ones that I'm supposed to grab hold of. And some of those are the ones that I do next. Some of them I may offer to someone else. I may say, hey, this would be a great thing to do. And if they run with it, great. If they don't, it's okay. But who I am and where I am is all part of God's purpose too. And I can be thankful for the journey. Can you? We don't always like where we are, but who you are, where you are, is right on time for such a time as this. Think about it. I'd love to hear your thoughts. Take a moment to leave a comment wherever you see this, or shoot me an email at Kathy@kathyburris.com. I'd love to hear what you're thinking. And we've got a new group starting called Envision You. It starts Wednesday, and I'd love to have you be part of it. It's a small group. We're not going to make it a big group, but we've still got room for a couple more. If you'd be interested, let me know. But do it, do it right away. Okay. All right. Thanks for listening. Let me know what you think. Be thankful for the journey. Talk to you later.